What is going on, everyone? Leon checking in, and we're at it again with another video. And in today's video, we'll be unboxing, demoing, and reviewing the Royal Kludge RK89 wireless mechanical keyboard. Now, the RK89 features an extensive list of animations, removable and replaceable parts, and good performance. And for clarity, Royal Kludge did send out the RK89 for this content. As for this video, it's featured on the Modern Gamer playlist, so you can find information related to this topic quickly and easily. And as always, we only feature products or services I buy, use, or am interested in. And you can find the RK89 related items and items shown in this video at the Amazon storefront link in the description below. All things said, let's go ahead and get into it. So here we are with the unboxing. Contents include the RK89 keyboard, USB-C cable, key and switch removal tool, extra hot swappable red switches, and product information. As a side note, this is one of the better key removal tools I've seen in a kit. And speaking of the USB cable, it is USB-C on one end and USB-A on the other, and although it looks very generic, it does include a Velcro tie wrap to aid in organization. So let's talk about the RK89, which is on the heavier side compared to other keyboards, which gives it a more premium feel. Now, the loadout of the RK89 you see here is going to be black with red key switches. Now, when we talk about the red key switches, these are the units you would see if we removed the keycaps with the included tool, which we'll talk about later in this video. For the RK89, we also have a removable faceplate, and flipping over, we'll also be greeted with unit information. Now, all four corners also feature silicone rubber pads, which provide grip for the keyboard, but also protection for its underside and the surfaces it'll be placed on. The RK89 also features 3 height adjustments, with the first being legs folded, as you can see here, creating a low or flat profile. The second height level uses the smallest feet, which unfold from the largest feet, and this provides a medium keyboard angle height. And then the third height level would be the remaining feet, which unfolds as well, and this creates a maximum keyboard angle height. Now, while the second level feet simply flip up and they don't click or lock into place, the highest angle feet actually click and lock for stability. And just like all four corners of the keyboard, the feet also feature silicone rubber pads as well. Moving on, the underside of the keyboard also features a magnetized storage dock for the receiver, reducing the chances of this item being lost. Now, powering on the RK89 is done with a switch, and although small, it does the job. And on the other side, we're going to have a similar size switch. It's going to be labeled B and G for Bluetooth and receiver respectively. This allows you to switch between those two modes. Flipping over, we have the RK89 illuminated in its only color option, blue, but the good news is Royal Kludge does sell other keyboards with RGB. Illumination is bright and clear and extends to the RK Royal Kludge branding in the top right hand corner, a nice touch. Again, this keyboard can be used via the receiver method or the Bluetooth method. Now, the receiver method is simply plug and play. There's no software to install. It should work automatically. And then we have the Bluetooth option, which requires a few extra steps, but is easy to do and allows us to pair up to 3 devices. So to start things off, we're going to press and hold the function key and then select our Bluetooth profile by tapping either Q, W, or E. These are Bluetooth profiles 1, 2, or 3 respectively. And once you have items paired on these different profiles, you can switch between them easily by doing so. Now, in order to pair, you would select a profile that's empty. You'll get a flash and key if that profile is available for pairing, and then you'd simply look for the RK89 in your device settings and then pair with it. Now, when it comes to performance, again, we're dealing with a mechanical keyboard, so we have good travel and satisfying clicks, but I will say these key switches are high sensitivity, which means that if you accidentally touch a key, you may be performing keystrokes unknowingly. Again, the keys, quick switches, and frame are also removable, with the first two requiring the included tool, which works nicely for both of these procedures. The frame is slightly more challenging to remove, but there's a tip. First, power off the keyboard so you don't accidentally depress any keys. And with the keyboard flipped over, pull out the front lip and then push this lip away from you. Now this requires fair pressure, but the frame pops out of place without breaking, and I've done this several times for peace of mind. The frame also presses back into place securely with clip-in action. Now with this modular concept, you get a black-white option with the option to black out the kit. And then we have backlight control starting with mode, which is done by pressing and holding the function key and then the backward slash key. Now we're going to have 20 impressive modes, which also include some custom modes that you can create. And these are going to be bright and very smooth. We can then create custom backlighting by pressing and holding the function key and then tap in 1 or 3. Now for this example, we are going to use 1, and then we can edit this backlighting by pressing and holding function and then tap in back. And now we can tap any keys that we would like to illuminate in this custom backlit mode. And then once we're happy with our settings, we can press and hold function and then tap back. That is going to save the setting. Next we have backlighting brightness, which is adjustable by pressing and holding the function key and tapping either the down or up arrow. So down is going to reduce the brightness until the lighting is practically off, and up is going to increase the brightness. Finally, we have the backlight speed, which is adjustable by, again, pressing and holding that function key and then tapping either the left or right arrow. Now, if we tap the left arrow, that is going to slow down the backlighting, as you can see here. And if we tap the right arrow, that is going to speed it up. Finally, we have battery performance, and as you can imagine, the RK89 ships partially charged, and the reason I say this is because we probably lose some of the charge through transit. Now, I was able to get about 4 days of use on this charge alone, but Royal Kludge does rate this keyboard at 13 hours of use with the lightest backlit settings, and up to 360 hours on standby. The RK89 can also be stored nicely in the Mark Ryden Business Backpack. As for pairing with other devices, the RK89 works nicely with the ProtoArc ergonomic vertical RGB mouse, which can then be paired with a PC and should also be great with upcoming gaming Chromebooks. Now there are 3 small cons for the RK89, and again I want to emphasize the word small because these aren't deal breakers. The first being the backlighting is limited to blue. Now RK does provide other keyboard options with RGB if you're looking to travel that route, so you're not stuck to this option. Second, the key switches are going to be very sensitive here, and I found myself accidentally performing long key presses, so there is a small learning curve. But you may be able to swap out the key switches for something less sensitive if you do find these are too sensitive for your use. And third, when waking up my HP Omen 16 with its hardware, this keyboard doesn't wake up itself unless I interact with it directly. However, the RK89 is a phenomenal keyboard when it comes to customization and functionality, and it performs really well. So that is it for today's video. If you enjoyed it and found it useful, please leave a like. If you're watching on YouTube and have any questions or comments, as always, drop those down below and I'll do my best to answer them. Now, there are 3 ways you can support the content. The first way is to click on the Amazon storefront link in the description below. There you'll find items that I have bought or would buy, and anything you buy from the storefront does support the content. The next way to show your support is just by sharing this content with someone who might enjoy it or find it useful. And the last way you can show your support is by clicking the subscribe button. Now, liking and subscribing are important because those are ways to vote on whether you like the content. Liking and subscribing are also important for new viewers and listeners. If new viewers and listeners see likes and subscribers, they're going to think that the content is helpful, worth watching, and listening to. As always, thanks for watching, and may the universe flow in your favor. And until next time, Leon checking out.
You